Hello, everyone. Good news, everyone. We're back. Hello, everyone. Thank you all for coming, and thank you all for joining us for the premiere of Kine Country Season 2. As you may notice, we have a new graphics. We have a new cast. Some familiar, some not. Well, one familiar if you've seen some of my other games. I can promise you Diane is here, so likely something will blow up. But we'll see what. Before we do anything, humongous shout out to Megan, Murphy Pop Art, for the wonderful overlay, the background art, everything that she does, which is all amazing. And Megan, drop your links in the chat now, so everyone can follow them. And also another shout out to Kim Stramet, who actually did the character art. She is being a longtime contributor of mine, and her work is delightful. You can find her on, I think it's kstramet.com. It's I won't lie, it's a bit of a rough day to start the game. I think we're all kind of reeling from recent news, and everyone, you know, I think I speak for everyone playing tonight that we are concerned, and, you know, we're worried for the people we know out in the US. We hope things improve at some point, but I think we best carry on before I get too down the rabbit hole. Nam Nam Fabo, thank you for continuing the Prime sub. Thank you very much. And we dive back into London. But before we go back into things, let's talk to our cast and ask them who they are and who they are playing. Let's start with Jade.
I am Ophelia Taylor. I am your resident toreador, burlesque dancer, sort of recent vamp, I suppose. It's been a while, a very, very interesting time.
Close to a year now.
Yeah, it's sort of recent, but sort of not. I think I've got the hang of things. And yeah, I'm just, you know, loving everything. Oh, actually, a very, very quick question. Am I allowed to have my OnlyFans back yet?
You have lost. I will say we'll get there. We'll get there. Let's continue on.
I used to have OnlyFans as well, obviously.
We'll get there. Gabriel.
Hello, I'm Nate. I'm playing Gabriel / Michael Hale, your resident Malkavian for the evening. The one who stayed behind, apparently.
And the last but not least, the one in the polka dot dress.
It's me. Hi, I'm Diane. I am entirely new to Vampire, so this is going to be very fun. And I'm playing Felicity Clearwater, who is a polite, bubbly, cheerful, think like 50s housewife who also happens to be a luchador. And has a cult.
Yes, that we'll get there too. So, Ophelia, in the past, you all had a benefactor who made it very clear that until you knew how things actually worked, no OnlyFans. Since then, you've kind of lost contact with this benefactor, so I would say it's up to Ophelia if she reclaimed her OnlyFans.
Hell yes, she's getting her OnlyFans back. I'm sorry.
Very good.
Like, I need my income. I need my fans. I just, you know,
Very good.
I enjoy it.
So once upon a time, there was a coterie in Soho who, thanks to a benefactor who gathered them and gave them a place of operations, a burlesque club, they attempted to do what many were doing in London 1 year after the mortal authorities decimated vampire rule. The Camarilla, the Anarchs, the Sabbat, they're gone. Not a single one of the major organizations, sects, or power structures in kindred culture remain in London. Instead, smaller groups have sought to carve out chunks of the city, pieces of the pie, establish their own little fiefdoms. Soho is one of them. And the once known Soho Coterie was well on its way of establishing something interesting. But with mounting pressures and the realization that there were other competing interests, the coterie disbanded, and many of them left. One of them remained, and then another one returned. Others, like Felicity, were drawn here for the potential, hearing that the coterie here were a decent folk and had a measured hand in dealing with different situations. But found that when they arrived, essentially found that that promise was gone. But came in just at the right time to perhaps kick something up once more. For those who watched our first season, the coterie that was there is no more, replaced now by this new coterie. We are short one member, but they couldn't be with us tonight. This coterie has lost most of all its allies. They would have lost the territory if not for a favor that was cashed in. A favor to, quite curiously, a werewolf pack. To those outside of Soho, to those competing interests, Soho is protected by lupines. And so far, they've not wanted to move in or try once more to muscle in and try to take over. But that rumor and that reputation won't last forever. You have lost your Nosferatu support. You have lost all the different Gangrel youth and all the different allies that were with them. Of the characters, you have all even lost your ghoul. They are gone. The only kindred that remain in your service, because they have more personal ties with you, are the Gangrel Bobby and the two Gangrel twins, Nikki and Ricky. We find ourselves tonight at the club. In your executive office. The club has since been revamped. New design, new interior design, more colorful. As colorful as our background image. It's lights, glitz, and glamour. But still much of what it was before. You now have a fully human staff. Because you lost the As I said, you lost the ghoul that used to be running the place. Let's begin our game by doing something that you'll need to get used to, especially you, Diane. I need you all to roll your hunger. Let's see how hungry you are at the beginning of this evening. You all begin this night by default with hunger 1. We'll see how we go from there. And in the roller, you'll just need to put in exclamation V 1. I'll roll a single blood die.
I mean, it tells me I have a total failure.
That means you get hungrier.
Considering one of my flaws, I hate this.
What is your flaw? Share it with the class.
Oh, you know, Methuselah's thirst. My hunger can never be fully sated unless I feed on supernatural beings.
That just means that you can never get to hunger 0.
I know.
I might give you the opportunity. That just means you need to diablerize vampires. Get there. So, Ophelia.
I am hunger 1.
Very good.
And I'm also blushing as well.
Then I need you to once again roll your hunger for that. Make a rouse check for the blush.
Oh, I already did.
Okay, so hunger 1.
Yes.
Very good. Do you also blush, Gabriel?
I am awake and blushed and hunger 2.
Good. So, Felicity, you roll your hunger once you wake up. Just to see if you wake up this evening hungrier, if your beast requires sustenance. Now you have another option. Normally, as a vampire, you present as a corpse. Your skin is clammy and cold, you have no pulse, and you're kind of gray. But you can stimulate your blood to give you the semblance of life. A term for it is blush, because the power is called the blush of life. To do so, you must make a rouse check, which is once more a hunger check. Now I ask, does Felicity blush this evening?
Are there any special plans this evening?
No.
You can always blush later. You don't have to blush now.
If there's no need for it, then no.
You awaken and you immediately feel the hunger pangs. And you hear that voice in your mind going, let's find someone. We have things to do. We have fans to meet. We can't be hungry. As a reminder, what is your feeding type?
What was the term for it again? Oh Lord, there's a lot of new terms to get used to. I believe it was called Osiris.
Osiris.
Yes.
So you feed. I think you feed from your fans.
Yeah, essentially. I have my cult anyway, but there's also just fans who will willingly just give me their all.
Just go find one of those stupid luchador fans, suplex them to the ground, and fucking eat them. You know you want to.
because she's not going to do it right now. It's going to have to wait. It's going to have to wait until after she's been in the ring again. Because that's when they really throw themselves at you. And that's when it just tastes the sweetest. When it's laced with all that lovely oxytocin, adrenaline, it's just a delightful cocktail.
Gabriel, you wake and you hear that voice in your mind. There's work to do. Little time to do so. Find one of those old fuckers in your hospital. Just take them out. No one's gonna miss them. Go down the hall, that one. Room 27. That one doesn't get any visitors. His family's forgotten about him. Let him go. Let him meet sweet, sweet goodbye. Send him to sleep. His time is up. Let him sustain us.
We do have work to do. Here, tonight's have this feeling tonight might be important. So, Kevin, I figure a good point for Diane as well. I have 1 dot of herd, which I think means I can sate 1 hunger without rolling for it.
Yes, you essentially have a small group of individuals that you can tap, quite literally. Do you go for one of your herd, or? And poor Mr. Thompson to the big sleep. If you wish to send him to the big sleep.
Do I roll a hunting roll? I think we'll start the day right, and we will just go tap a herd member. Take a little sippy sip.
Sippy sip from the book club. Very good. Very good.
Be like, good idea. I was hungry.
Your beast is sated a bit. Not pleased, though. It's not fully sated, so not pleased. As I said, you find yourselves in the club now. At your office. The club operating below. And is it just the 3 of you, or do you gather your current and existing allies to join you?
I'm going to vote for gather everybody. Feels something, there's just something that feels like today might be important for some reason.
Maybe.
There's an electricity in the air.
Yeah, it's the Malkavian senses tingling.
Are you sure it's not just like all the music or the hot people down?
No, the hot people contribute, but
Fine.
In comes
It's Gabriel. He just gives you a look.
As you call them, in comes Bobby, a burly man in a flannel, thick flannel shirt with just a simple t-shirt underneath. He has always been a worker, always been a builder, and physically he looks the part. Long hair, long bushy beard. He is, at times he does seem like the stereotype of either a bruja or a gangrel. He knows it. He likes it. Next come the twins, Nikki and Ricky. Nikki, or Nicole, but she prefers Nikki, comes in jeans, steel-toed boots, a kind of shredded shirt, and the hairstyle has changed now, and it's just like a side cut and like a flop, pink flop to the other side. Still very much, for those who knew her, a very jittery person.
Come here, come here, come here. Come here, darling. I have missed you.
You don't have to do that. You don't have to.
He sits in one of the chairs, just waves at you, but doesn't come close.
Mm.
It's just like maybe later. Ricky.
I'm gonna pat Ophelia on the shoulder.
Ricky approaches, and the exact duplicate of Nikki, except for the mode of dress and hair. She wears her hair as close to a buzz cut, and it's bright blue, and is wearing cargo pants and a bomber jacket with just like a sports bra on top. She's ready to kick ass and doesn't care if anyone knows it. And as always, she gives you a hug, and then as always kind of sits next to Nikki, but her body language gives you the immediate knowledge that almost like she's standing in front of Nikki. Like, if you want to get to Nikki, you have to go through her.
Mm-hmm.
And as you all join, describe your characters for me and the audience. Let's start with Felicity.
So the question is Felicity here in costume or in casual?
It is. So you're saying you're coming to the burlesque club in your luchador attire?
For some people, that counts as burlesque.
Sure.
No,
I mean,
but
we probably
it's-
have something
No,
to accommodate.
Oh god, now I'm just suddenly thinking, okay, we have a burlesque club. It absolutely can double as a fighting ring every now and then. We'll have to talk about this. Felicity has
oil
plans.
wrestling. Oil wrestling.
No,
There are options.
no.
Anyway, Felicity is not. She's tall enough, but like not the sort of you have to tilt your head tall, just ever so slightly above average. Looks slightly muscular, just that sort of, I suppose you could say, athletic, regular sort of body shape, but just toned. And tends to go around in a variety of mostly just dresses with petticoats under them, most of them in varieties of polka dots or stripes or just basic patterns. Almost always has some sort of either a hair bow or hair tie or a hair clip, often with not umbrellas, what did I say umbrellas? Butterflies. And that's how she presents herself to the world. And if someone has never seen what her other persona is, there's no need to think that that might be the case. Because when she decides to just tap into being a gangrel and actually let things go, that's when she steps into the ring. That's when she puts on the mask and the costume and decides to turn to the whirlwind. But for now, it's her casual clothes. She will just kind of saunter in, give a little wave, blow a kiss, sit down. Just, all right, this is a lovely evening.
Gabriel.
nods at our newest coterie mate, I guess. Gabriel woke up today, so Gabriel is wearing probably a bland white shirt. May have changed it up, maybe it's a black shirt. Maybe like the top 2 buttons undone, and is just wearing what's the weather like, Kevin?
It is a crisp and cold evening in Soho.
It's cold, probably chinos. Slightly thicker than dress trousers and shoes. He has his glasses on. Gabriel is a blonde man. He's not particularly tall. He's of kind of average height, fairly slim. And he's got kind of a longer face. He's quite androgynous looking. Does go by he, him, does present quite masculine, if bland. None of this gender neutral suit rubbish.
That's the conversation from before the stream. We'll kind of leave it there.
And yeah, he always carries a notebook. He has various, so whichever one he picked up today is probably a smaller one because he was coming to work. Is probably in his shirt pocket. And he's just kind of watching as people fill the round table.
Round coffee table.
Round coffee table.
And last but not least, Ophelia.
Well, I dyed my hair today. I had to go bright blue because, Ricky looked really nice with the blue hair and I needed to change it up. So I have blue hair currently. It'll probably change tomorrow. I am kind of curvaceous because why not? And I am probably not wearing my feather boa once because I realized that I can't actually strangle vampires with them. So
finally
Took
realized.
6 months, but she learned that vampires do not breathe.
After going through 10 feather boas, the expenses are just
it's for dancing only. It's not actually for fighting. Also, my makeup is on fleek because I actually look in the mirror because I realized I can see my reflection as well after being told that. And I'm actually going to be wearing a skirt today instead of my classic little shorts. And I'm going to wear a corset as well because I need to look good and I always need to look good. And what else? Yeah, I just look fabulous all the time anyway, so what can I say?
Ophelia.
Yes.
we're not lacking self-confidence.
Yeah, you all feel the diva power coming in.
Look, okay.
Classic Rose. Classic
I'm
Rose.
just
I just need to ask one question. It is the most important question. As you come in, do you turn on awe?
of course I do. If you
I
want
hate
me
you so
to
much.
see,
Of course, she turns on awe, the first power of presence, and she exudes a supernatural charm and beauty, and all of you can't help but look at her.
and I'm
Like
just,
to roll to resist.
You wish to do so.
Historically been really bad at that.
If you wish to do so, you can do so.
Felicity isn't going to do anything about. I was going to say Felicity isn't going to do anything about this because game recognizes game.
Yeah, but now you recognize her and go, huh.
And that's a bad thing.
It can be.
Exactly. I mean,
You get smooched.
It's not that game recognizes game, it's that thirst recognizes thirst.
Yeah, there's that too. And
look, okay, I can't help it.
Who's-
I'm pretty and beautiful and I just have to have everyone look at me. And besides, it means I can throw in, like, give out my little cards. They can see my OnlyFans. I get more subscribers. I get more money. And it's just great.
Mhm.
So Bobby stares, of course, as all of you stare at Ophelia. And he goes, well, gotta say it's been good seeing you all once more around here. Just wanted to ask, what's the plan?
The plan?
I mean, are we just doing
I
the
was
nightclub thing, or are we kind of trying to rebuild?
I was
Something.
thinking we need to get a handle here. We've all seen what happens when things devolve into infighting and factions and pettiness. So some form of order would be good. I'd like to track down Max, if for no other reason than just to make sure they're okay.
He goes, I can find her. I think I can find her. Sorry. Them. I can find them.
That would be great.
Ricky, on the other hand, goes, fine. I'm just gonna go on a limb and wonder. I mean, Gabriel, you may know, but I'm gonna guess for the newcomers, you don't really know that much of what's been going on in Soho for the past few months, right?
Darling, I just came to London not too long ago. Got a contract here. Just looking to put down some roots and make new friends. I'm not overly acquainted with the intricacies.
So that answers my question.
Although I have seen the most delightful places where one could stage themed matches. And I have to say, I've picked out the perfect place for a Reckham setup. Oh, a beautiful, run-down little factory, great floor space, amazing acoustics you would not believe.
Yeah, that place that's occupied.
Oh, you kid! Who do I gotta kill?
That's part of the conversation.
Oh, I'm interested.
Quick
Count
heads
me
up.
in.
Just to give you all an update on our street at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the club's still running, kinda. Though we do need someone to, do the day-to-day run. Because most of us, I think all of us, we kind of dead to the world most of the day. So we kind of do need someone to handle the day-to-day operations. In other words, we need a Max. It can be Max or it can be someone like them, but we need a Max.
Gabriel will brief Felicity in on Max.
Okay.
Max used to be the Coterie's ghoul. Kind of unique ghoul in that instead of being bonded to a single kindred, they were bonded to the Coterie as a whole. It gave them, it meant that if they had to choose between members of the Coterie, they had a really bad time because they were kind of literally pulled in all directions. At least in terms of loyalty and desire to support.
Yeah.
But gave them the advantage of being able to essentially pick the power, the vampire power they had every day. Gave them a bit of versatility. And they were pretty much the person who ran the business on a daily basis. extremely competent. So that's 1 point. We need a max. And well, if you're looking for places to do anything, the weird guy, the magician next door, bugged out.
Lawrence.
What?
But he left. His true properties are for sale.
Oh. What kind of properties are we looking at here?
It's something. I think it's like a magic shop. They can all be
Alright.
remodeled, of course. And the other one was a small theater for like magician stuff.
Oh, a theater, you say? I do like the sound of that.
Both for sale if someone has the resources for it. Right now, as a coterie, does anyone have resources? The background resources.
I got 1 dot, as always.
You literally have enough money to live paycheck to paycheck.
Which is somehow still above average, because if you don't have the resources, do you have if you have no dots and resources, you just
Don't have money.
Okay.
I got 1.
Okay. I will stop spending my money on outfits and I will start saving up.
I will
The
say
club pays you.
I will say that as
pay
a business,
you. Pay yourself.
as a
No.
business, the club at this moment counts as a resource too.
Hmm.
The more you improve this club and raise its income, it can be a further source of funds. So consider this as you are plotting your priorities.
Kevin, what month is it?
Let's say it's August.
What happens in August?
Bank holiday.
Summer. Kids.
Summer, kids, drunk people wanting to party.
People
Every
coming back
weekend.
People
Foam!
coming back from vacation
Foam!
and wishing they still were on vacation.
Foam. We can have a bubble foam party sort of night. Everyone loves it, and then they can wear bikinis and little swimming trunks. Yes,
No.
gonna happen. Yes.
No,
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
sorry. That just sounds tacky.
And we get money for it as well.
This is Soho though, so
Yes,
I think it would bring people in and it would make money.
exactly.
You have to
We could
play
do
to
like
your
a-
audience. Play
I
to
like
your
a-
audience.
Ibiza, like, sort of theme thing, because they would have come back from there and be like, I want to be back there, but I can't. And then
I'm
it's London.
I'm
so-
gonna stop it right here and just ask a direct question. Do British people not know another sunny destination that is not fucking Ibiza?
No,
Because
I'm
it's
gonna
all
answer
people
that
talk
question
about.
for you.
They
a lot of
do.
people.
They do.
Yeah.
The problem is all of those people that talk about it are the ones going to Ibiza with those like package deals.
Yeah,
Anywho, carry on.
but it is a very British club thing.
And they get chucked out and arrested.
Yeah.
Anyhow, okay, noted.
Nick,
Gabriel's going to
Nikki
get up.
goes pale and goes, "I'll be downstairs that evening. I'll stay in the basement."
Gabriel's going to get up and write on the dry erase board, "Foam party."
Yes.
All right, but should we have a theme for the party? Just
Yeah. Club base.
Summer. I don't know.
Base.
Okay,
and-
that can.
bodies
can we
rubbing
get
up
back
against
to-
each other.
Alright. Sorry.
Can we get back to important things?
Okay.
That is
Again,
not.
fine idea, but we'll need a max to make it work. Just saying.
Yes.
Now,
I
I'm gonna, Bobby says,
Max.
I'm gonna ask just an important question, because I really need to know. Because whatever else I have to say depends on that. Are you all trying to want to, take this fucking domain, rule it?
That was the plan.
Yes, absolutely.
Was it?
You were here. I feel. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm trying to. I think someone in charge is better than nobody in charge. What that looks like, I don't know yet.
And you'll need to set up rules for your domain. You'll need to figure that one out. But more importantly, we need people. We need infrastructure.
Yeah.
We don't have the Nosferatu anymore. And there's a bunch of small coteries and fucking gangs and cheat eaters are all out there trying to carve pieces of this place, this borough.
That's fine. We just take them out.
Well, Ricky, you got the list? Yeah, yes, I have the list. So there, in the past few months, while everyone went to ground, some people used, power hates a vacuum, as they say. So there are, aside from us, there's 5 coteries. I've kind of split this place among them. They all have funny little names, but we'll either need to recruit them, ally with them, or take them out.
Take them out to dinner, or
No, permanent
No.
death. Meet the sun. Cut out the heart and decapitate. The works.
we
I'm
can
on
also
board
take
with
them out to
this.
dinner.
So the first one you'll know, though now they give themselves a fancy title. They call themselves the Londinium Codex. That's Marlowe's crew. Nosferatu.
Well, ain't that
We like
just
that.
pretentious?
Yeah, we like Marlowe. Marlowe's an old friend. As
You'll
friendly
ha-
as one can get.
You'll
with
have
a
you'll have to
Nosferatu.
figure out how to get him back on board, because he's not. Unless you do. We need him exclusive with us to set up this power structure. If he's selling secrets and favors out to the highest bidder, that's not good.
That's fine. I could just sweet talk him.
Fuck with that.
I don't know that you're the best person. Last time you saw Marlowe, you weren't exactly cool.
I
Well,
can try.
On the others,
Pardon me, I'm not very familiar. Who is this Marlowe fella?
He leads a group of Nosferatu. They
let's do
I got
our
nothing,
first
yes.
roll of the evening.
ooh,
Oh boy.
Felicity, make a wits and occult roll.
ooh,
Okay, wait and go. Let me check my skills because I will be a while before I have these memorized.
Remember that 2 of the dice in your pool needs to be replaced by hunger die, or in the roller, you need to, after you put in the total number of dice, you need to write 2 at the end.
Yeah, so that's both of them.
Awesome.
As the bot tells me, I believe that's good.
two successes.
Nosferatu in the kindred world tend to be the information brokers. Nosferatu, by their curse, are hideous. They are usually, well, quite unpleasant to look at or be around. So they tend to live outside of society. They tend to live underground, literally. But they are capable of, by their very powers, they're able to hide and move unseen. So they're great spies and can usually find everything out. In fact, a common joke among kindred is always assume there's a Nosferatu in the room.
Yeah. I mean, it
So
seems
quite
like
often there actually is.
I was gonna say, it seems like just generally good advice, you know. All right.
Oh, the sound dropped?
What?
Oh, sorry. It's this mic keeps changing how the sound travels depending on how directly I'm talking into it. It's weird. So, wait. Oh wow. For a moment I think my sound did drop for a moment. Oh well. Anywho, that's generally speaking. So in this case, this is a group of Nosferatu that is in Soho. I'll leave it to you to continue the information on Marlowe.
They once holed up in an old gentleman's club. I'm not sure if they're still there. Would Gabe know if they were there or had?
No, you when you went to ground, you cut off every tie.
Okay, so he doesn't know where they are anymore, which is fair enough. That's what I assumed. They used to hold up there. They had somewhat of an investigation going on, something that we ourselves looked into, and we allied up. We solved a problem for them. We solved, in theory, 2 problems for them. And in return, they offered us their aid. He was, as far as I know at least, an ally. He was as much of an ally as most Nosferatu are. No reason to say otherwise. So if we could perhaps come to an agreement again, having any sort of Nosferatu on your side is always the right move.
Yes. I agree with you. I don't like people who have a tendency to dig into the past.
One has to assume that it's already dug into.
I assume nothing. I buried it nice and deep. And so it should stay.
Look, some things don't reach the light, but it doesn't mean that nobody knows.
It's very fair. Well, this may seem a strange question asking about this particular person we're discussing, but how trustworthy and reliable of a creature is this?
In my experience, in what I know, there's quite a I won't say all, I'm sure there are exceptions, but as there are with all clans. But I think the Nosferatu are quite known to keep their word. They kind of operate within their own order of things. And I think if you can't trust them to keep their word, they have a lot of enemies.
That's very true. Nosferatu was known to be unreliable and untrustworthy doesn't last long.
Not even amongst themselves, and they are without a doubt loyal to each other before anybody else. So I think, I don't know, there's something still to be had there. I think what that looks like, I don't know. At least if we could come to an agreement that they don't sell secrets and then don't get involved with anything, and we don't ask them to, that's also a possibility we could lay out.
They'll want something in return, of course. They always do.
Always. I think
such is the way of the world.
last.
You give and you take.
And I think we don't approach them until we have something something that they might ask for. I don't think we should offer anything.
Well, that's a very good point. But if we have
right now, we don't have anything. So.
No, and if we do want to,
but to check in,
take for ourselves and carve out our little slice of the world. I would not think an information broker is the place to start, especially if we're looking to acquire.
Not a starting place, but dropping a letter by perhaps to say we're around.
Agreed.
Wouldn't be amiss. Ophelia, what's your thoughts?
Didn't he give us wrong information before?
He gave us the information they had.
Yeah. Oh, yes, that was it.
The information itself wasn't complete. It was incomplete, not wrong necessarily.
I mean, other than that,
He's not the only player here though, and I think he's not going to be openly hostile, so he could wait. We can wait until we're ready to bargain with the NOS.
I mean, maybe I should send something.
We don't know where they are yet. They might still be where they were, but
we could check that, and I can maybe send something as a clan thing.
Maybe. Well, think
Like
who else is still around? I can think of at least two other things that are more problem than friend.
Oh, chance?
We should be friends with the Lupine again.
Oh, I'm not. Wait. You want to go make friends with the Lupine again? Go ahead. They've done a lot for us.
Mm-hmm.
We did a big thing for them. At the minute we're square, I think meddling is a fast track
But
to not being square.
But hear me out.
Nikki, both Nikki, Ricky, and I go, no.
Thank you.
You want to go for the wolves? Let us know. Give us a couple of days heads up so we can leave London.
I'm just saying it like they're not just gonna attack us, right?
Oh, yeah, they're gonna.
No, they will. They will. We are square purely because of what we did. And that's even now. We are back on level footing.
But we hugged.
Sure. Sure.
Oh,
Maybe
some of the things that
if we
hugs-
sort shit here, maybe then we can open discussions.
Okay.
But I mean, sort the whole of Soho, not just
Okay.
this building.
This is
And
a fun
I was
building.
thinking
It's a
of
fun foundation.
There's the twins, and then there's the not these twins, the other twins, the worst twins, and the Giovanni.
Yeah, but those are outside problems. Those are London problems. They're not here in Soho.
Well, they didn't move in. Okay.
Oh, well, that's good. I don't have to go through that all again.
No.
Now, as you said, we're kind of square with the Lupines. They paid the favor, pushing back the Giovanni. So, they gave him a big scare. They fucked off, and that's not gonna last forever. But it is some breathing room.
Can we at least give them a gift basket to say thank you?
If you want to do it, go. I won't stop you. But again, give me a couple of days heads up so I can leave.
Ophelia, this was our gift basket. We did a thing for them. They sent us a gift basket in the terms of terrifying the rest of London away from our territory for a bit.
Okay.
That was their gift to us. We should accept it gratefully, graciously, and to wait until perhaps we are in control of much more than we are, and then maybe then we could reach out and say, we'd like to be peaceful. We'll leave you alone, you leave us alone. Maybe.
Okay.
In order to make it a peace deal that someone else sees as worth that time, first you need to be big enough of a threat for peace to be the better alternative.
I don't think we're a threat to the Lupin.
No.
I don't think we are right now. But
I don't think we are.
Ever.
Perhaps
They were more afraid of the black whirlwind.
That was another that's more Lupine. Lupine are afraid of other Lupine, sure, but not us.
Yeah.
Irrelevant. Who are the other people in our territory right now?
one day they'll be afraid of me, that's for sure.
Oh, we have
Noted. Gabriel writes it in his book.
I mean, we can break them down into dangers, trouble, and competitors. Which do you want first?
Dangerous, trouble, and competitors.
I
Does
want
anything meet all three of those?
I want competitors first, so we can take them out.
Well, competitors, as in our, let's call it line of business. There's the red light click.
Right,
I don't think I need. I don't think I need to tell you the clan.
Red light clicks. Oh, they're
red
roses.
light click.
Hello, gangrel, like me.
Click CLIQUE as a click.
They're roses.
As a group.
That's an Ophelia problem.
They're all Toreador.
Oh, there's more Toreador. I wonder if any of them are my sire.
Where the hell is my pen?
The red light click, they operate out of the most, let's say, seedier sides of Soho.
Yeah.
As in red light.
Yeah. But, ew.
Hey, don't knock. You see, Ricky, hey, sex work is still work.
I know.
So don't you it.
I know it's work.
I mean, it's also clever. People talk when they're engaged in.
It's a very multifaceted approach.
Activities.
Small clubs, cabaret clubs, straight up brothels, and massage parlors and such. They run them. They frankly can. They outplay us in the business any day of the week.
That's because I wasn't here.
Then how about we... a direct competitor to our business. I suppose we're the competitor.
They attract business, they attract people, they attract money. Three things
I'd like to attract all three of those.
Three things that... if what Nikki says is correct, we'll need.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's one.
I'm already enamored with this target.
For troubles, one of my former associates has joined up with some of his other associates and formed the very unsubtle coterie known as the Sword of Soho. They're all Banu Hakim.
That's dangerous.
Wait, which ones are there again?
Nikki sees the look of what? The Banu Hakim are also known to some as the Assamites. They're a clan of, I think the term is justicars. They are driven by personal, oaths of justice and punish the wicked and all that. They, you ever saw Batman the animated series? I am the Knight, I am Vengeance, I am Batman. That's them.
I grew up with that show.
So that's them, and they're deadly.
God, I miss Adam West. That man was handsome. Yeah, carry on.
Sure. But yeah, they're trouble.
Trouble for us.
I feel like
trouble. In
Because
general.
if anyone misbehaves according to their own
Rules.
rules, they get rid of them.
Banu Hakim are assassins of kindred. They are also kindred.
Sometimes more just judge, jury, and executioner.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
Bobby says, if we establish a set of rules that work for them, we can they could potentially work with us. We'll we'll likely have to prove to them that, we got the power and we got the moral backbone, so to speak.
Okay, and then danger.
Well, danger, we got two of them. One, the straight up gang, the Nightsiders, bunch of Bruja.
Carry on.
Mm-hmm.
Troublemakers. Not every night, but they sometimes have some slam poetry nights that inevitably devolve into a gigantic brawl.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're speaking my language. Oh, I'd like to get in touch with some of these folks and see if.
And the ones that give me the heebie-jeebies, and this is for my German players, player, the Schattenjäger. I'll translate more or less as shadow hunters.
Directly.
Well, there we go. And it's a reference to a video game that I don't think anyone will pick up. They operate out of the old hostel. And he just looks at Ophelia and Gabriel like, they operate out of the old hostel.
That gives me the creeps already.
The one with
the really, really haunted one. That's their base of operations.
Christ. Okay.
As far as I know, they're all Hecata and La Sombra.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay, Gabe, explain those ones.
Blood cults, shadow weavers.
Oh. Wait, hold. Okay, so they are in the place where the Giovanni got their asses handed to them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, you remember the giant hostile that was spewing shadow everywhere?
Yes, I remember that. I remember being like, oh shit, let's go.
I must have missed that
That's
part.
not there anymore.
I must have
Oh.
missed that part of the tour. A hostel that was spewing shadow everywhere.
Oh yeah, it was
no.
big and scary and disgusting, and there was like supernatural stuff, and
Remember we mentioned the Giovanni?
they got their answers handed to them by it.
The leader of the Giovanni. We met with him once. He's perfectly calm but dangerous, and that hostel, if you had seen it, you would know. You don't even need the sight to know. It was beyond powerful and horrific, and he walked into it with an army of undead things or dead things and came back out missing an arm, but then the hostel went silent.
Also kind of affected us a little bit as well, I believe, with Sephora. I think she was getting affected by it.
Yes, we had a ghost problem. Looks at Ophelia.
Okay, stop looking at me like that. It's not my fault. It was an accident.
No, you're correct. It wasn't. It wasn't. You had been turned. We've all done things we're not proud of. We made it better.
Perhaps. All right. Well, this sounds like we're in the middle of a very
Felicity.
interesting little bit of...
Felicity,
yes, carry on.
You've never lost control.
I dare say I've gone beyond my own means a few times.
Never done anything you wish you hadn't.
It's more I've held back from doing things I wish I had.
Noted. Gabriel writes it in his book.
We're just waiting for the first time she frenzies.
Suffice to say, I recognize my nature, and I find ways to release it that don't lead to regret.
Not everybody.
At
is
least
quite
perhaps
so
not
lucky.
my regret, is all I'm saying.
Not everyone is so lucky, and I would hope your luck continues.
That is the goal, that is the hope, and that is
So
certainly bound to go wrong at some point down the years, but until such time, I'll not be dwelling on it.
we have time to get to know one another. These things are important, I think, if we're going to
It's
be.
fairly true.
This
I will
point-
say right off the bat, I don't care to be ashamed of my bestial side,
No one's
but I
asked
put
you.
it to use in such a way that if I do lose control, when I come to my senses, I don't have to make amends.
More scribbling in a notebook.
What is that you are, right?
Closes the notebook.
It's his book of secrets.
I'm
Understood.
just taking notes. It's good to get to know people. I'm not always present for things. Sometimes I have to record them.
That's more than fair, I suppose. Though I'll also be honest.
At that point,
It would be-
Nikki's phone rings. And you see her pick it up, and her eyes light up. Immediately, Ricky turns and looks at the screen and just frowns and just glares at her. And Nikki goes, I have to take this, and leaves the room.
Heightened senses.
You turn on your heightened sense. You need to rouse for that.
No, it's level 1 power. It's just a cantrip of sorts.
You hear Nikki outside, going, "Oh, hi, mom. No, I'm working tonight. I can't. No, I can't come home. No." And from the other side of the conversation, like Nikki's side of the conversation is the usual. It's shaky, jittery. The other side begins like, "Nikki, honey, sweetie," but the tone begins to change and becomes like, "Oh, for fuck's sakes. Been waiting for you for fucking weeks. You haven't arrived, you fucking ungrateful piece of shit." And hang up. Nikki does not return to the room.
Gabriel will look dead at Ricky and just be like,
She just stands up, adjusts her jacket, and walks out.
and she's out of the room. I look at the others and say, priority 1 for the foreseeable is going to be our friends. That's not up for discussion or debate.
What's just happened?
My conversation didn't go as I think they would have expected.
That sounded like a fraught atmosphere.
We'll fill you in on Nikki when it's appropriate.
Mm.
The only person
Suffice
to be specific, the only person who heard the conversation was Gabriel because of heightened senses.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He'll just say he'll fill you in on Nikki when it seems appropriate, mostly because he doesn't think either of the twins particularly want their story told to everybody, and also because he's not entirely sure what's going on. He knows that the parents are not great. We knew that last season, so coming into this one, hearing
Time has passed and you don't know how that's changed.
No, hence, but his opinion is what it is. We'll catch up with Ricky maybe some point later. Okay, Bobby, of the 4, who are the least established here? Who have the least?
The least established are the Nightsiders. They're barely, like, they're just organizing now, starting to gather some numbers, but for the most part, they're just rabble.
They're Bruja rabble.
They're Bruja rabble, some gangrel, a few of the other clans here and there. I mean, they have a fair. The last time I think one that I saw, there was a man called Wardwell, kind of feisty, punchy Ventru.
Every time I say something about a fight or a brawl, I just keep thinking of the possibilities.
Would it? Okay, let's talk. The 4 of us. What do we think about these Nightsiders? Do we
Fuck,
see
marry,
what they're
kill.
about? See, that's what I'm opening, I guess. The fuck, marry, kill debate.
Oh dear.
They're not established. They don't have roots, but I'm going to put this out here. Before London went to shit again and everybody left, we as a coterie were not super punchy, I'll put it. getting some muscle
We need
as
muscle.
friends wouldn't be a bad idea. And it sounds like you have some knowledge of fighting. Perhaps you can find some common ground,
Oh,
Miss Felicity.
I realize you may not yet have had a chance to see my prowess. I'll be sure to demonstrate for you one day. It will be most enlightening, I think.
Of course, I'm very interested, and I think getting some allies off the bat helps with negotiating with anybody else or taking out anybody else.
I mean, as I said, we need the muscle. If we can get some Bruja on our side, that'll be some of that. Honestly, out of the list, bigger dangers that I can see, the whatever Jaegers, the Jägermeisters,
Yes.
and
Hey, Kevin.
just for you, Diane. Those fuckers in the old hostel. They're
Yes,
danger number 500.
they concern me.
Yeah. Those I don't know too much about them, and they scare the shit out of me. I know the leader of the swords. Old friend of mine, but they're a wild card.
Okay, we have Ophelia. Any ideas? Opinions?
I may have an idea regarding the Toreador.
Good, because I have none. Gabriel says with the straightest face.
It's maybe a little idea. We just need to maybe host something.
Are you thinking to flush them out and get rid of them, or are you thinking to ally with them?
Ally with them.
Of course you want to make friends with the rest of the roses in the garden.
I would so
Okay.
rather not
What?
ally.
What?
Okay,
I
no,
would-
okay, no.
What
I'm
is
not
wrong?
opposed. I'm not opposed to this idea. I would like a plan.
I'd
Okay,
rather just lay out for me. Why would you rather ally with them instead of taking what's theirs and making it ours?
because there are many ways you can seduce people, and you can get higher power by going and sneaking in and taking, okay, right. How do you get politicians?
Okay.
You,
So
you-
you're
you
thinking-
really don't want my answer to that.
So, okay, just to clarify, you're thinking ally with them and attempt to use them as spies.
Oh, I realize what's happening here. You're thinking fuck, marry, kill in the chronological order.
Yes.
That is how Toreadors operate, to be fair.
I mean,
In some way, shape, or form.
it's obvious, isn't it?
Here's my question though, Ophelia.
Okay.
They have more than we do. They probably outnumber us. And we want to use them as spies. They are probably already doing that, if that's how they are so inclined. Why would they do that for us?
Because they don't have what we have.
What do we have?
Us.
What is it that we bring to the table that they are currently lacking? How do we sell ourselves? Because right now I don't see us.
Okay.
You'll forgive my impolite phrasing. I don't
Okay.
see us as quite the bargain.
No. But we could be. We could be. Okay. Plan.
We have potentially, very most likely, we have the Nosferatu.
We don't have those.
No, we did, and we probably will.
I like the positive thinking.
I mean, we're going for Marlowe first.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no, okay.
You know what, folks? I'm gonna step out. I'm gonna leave you to figure your shit out.
We also
And
have
then give me
Bobby.
some marching orders, because I'm
Bobby,
getting a bit confused.
give us 10. Give us 10. Give us
All
10.
right. And that is a perfect segue for us to take our 10-minute break.
That's
As we go on a break,
Yay, fighting.
and the kindred have 10 minutes to figure out what the hell they're gonna do.
I have a
It's
plan.
fine.
10 minutes. We're good.
Yeah, so
We'll
we're
come
gonna
back
be
with
we're
the
gonna,
full
we're gonna take our
plan.
10-minute break here. Stretch, get a drink, and we'll be back soon with the rest of our story. See you in just a bit.
It was good, but it was a lot.
And we're back.
That was
It
And
was
we're
good,
back,
but it was a lot.
and to our kindred, both in the game and outside, have discussed their plans. So Bobby returns after those 10 minutes are over and just kind of gives you all like raised eyebrows, like, huh?
You're back. Yay.
Okay,
So what's the plan?
I think we should start with finding Max. It seems sensible to find them or someone else who can watch over this place while we're sleeping, before we start running around Soho ourselves.
Good. I think I'll go talk to the twins.
Yeah.
They were having a private moment. I think it might be over now.
Give them a minute.
I'll ask them to see if they can find whatever information there is on our floor manager.
Hey, Bobby, you think you can scope out the Nightsiders?
Or, yeah, I don't know any of them. I do know as I mentioned, I know the big guy in charge of the swords, but
Wardwell.
yeah, I can look into Wardwell and where the Nightsiders are.
Yeah, that would be good. We'd have a starting point. I think we're going to go talk to them first.
Fair enough. Anything else you'd like me to do?
Yeah, one sec. And then Gabe will just literally hastily write out like a note and be like, on your way past the gentleman's club, and you know the one,
I know.
just slip it.
I mean, I don't know if the NOS is still there, but
Nope. But I mean, if it's not, it's
Where's
just
the shot?
hey, we're back. Let's talk to
where's
nobody.
the shot? I mean, sensible. It's sensible that it'll still be there. I know for a fact none of the other gang were there. They kind of avoided now. So I'll stop by.
Thanks.
I'll be good then. I'll go talk to the twins and then head out.
Appreciate
And
you, Bobby.
he closes the door and leaves. About 15 minutes later, Ricky pops her head in and says, got a beat on Max, if you're all interested.
Yeah.
Everything okay?
More or less. Conversation
Us-
for another time.
Tell us
Okay.
about Max, and we'll talk.
So, from what Nikki found out, she's recently moved back into Soho. Not the place she used to have, that the former bosses gave her. Just a place of her own.
Mm-hmm.
Here is where it gets a bit. We couldn't find more details on this because Nikki wasn't in the headspace to do deeper investigations.
Mhm.
But let's just say Max has recently returned from a stint in a psychiatric facility.
Jeez.
Mhm. Wait, that's not because of us, is it?
Probably.
I
This is
don't
why.
know. Honestly, don't know.
The poor dear.
Anyway, Ricky strikes in and puts the information on a note on the coffee table. Says, if you need any help or any backup, let me know. Other than that, I'll be downstairs with my sister
Mhm.
It's okay.
and planning patricide.
Jay will like tap the table in like that like 2 minutes sort of gesture to the girls, and we'll follow Ricky out.
You follow Ricky. Do you follow up? To talk to her outside, or
Yeah, just to talk to her.
Ricky notices you as you come out and says, did I forget
heard.
something?
No, I just I heard the conversation.
I figured when you signed.
Are they a problem?
They're trying to get to me, but I've told them that I don't want anything to do with them. Legally speaking, I've, put everything to legally emancipate because, I'm 17 still. Even though it's, a gesture, because next year technically I'll be 18, so I don't need to do it anymore, but I'm actually doing it because I fucking hate them. So to try to get to me, as always, they're trying to get to Nikki. But, well, they just can't help themselves. Just treating her like shit.
You know, you say the
one of these days, they're going to cross a line and no one will see them again.
you know you only have to say the word, right?
I know, but I am keeping it calm.
I know.
Because Nikki still, for some reason, loves them.
All I'm saying is your sister needs you. And she needs you to not, she does not ever need to find out that you had any hand in it. So if things become a problem and you say the word, at least then she can hate someone else. I'm okay with that.
Conversation for another time. But let's just say one day a line's gonna be crossed. And that day they will disappear and no one will see them again. I've dropped a major fucking boon on Max Miracle. I have 2 concrete graves ready for them.
He'll put his hand, in fact, he's just gonna like 2 hands, 2 shoulders.
You can actually, let's do it. What's an awareness?
Sure. What's my roll? Give me 1 second. I'm good at wits and awareness. Hang on. 3. 7 unroused. That's pretty good. Load. Oh, willpower that. Fuck that. What's that? 3 successes. Wow.
3 successes. She's obviously, she's obviously tense. When you put your hands on her shoulders, she is trembling, and you can see it in her eyes. It's just waves of hatred just roiling off her. She is literally being held back by the fact that she knows if she does something, it's only going to deepen her sister's trauma. That is the only thing that is stopping this girl from walking out this club, finding her parents, and butchering them.
Gabe just, does that like squeeze motion and is just like, I know, because I know, and I love you both. Anything that you need, it wouldn't be the first time. And
Her expression hardens, and she just gives a very short nod, gently takes your hands off her, very respectfully, and then just walks away.
And Gabriel puts up his glasses and walks back into the room.
Let's have Gabriel make a resolve and composure roll.
Oh, we love those rolls.
To see how well he copes with this
Resolve
night's
and
developments.
composure.
Tension is rising.
5.
I'm going to put the difficulty of this one
Oh, need a V in
at
there.
2.
Resolve. Awesome. Ah! Ooh, 3. 3 across the board.
Ricky and Nikki's situations draw memories that are familiar to the situation. That with the reveal of Max's situation is, the pressure is rising, but Gabriel still holds on. Though you can feel that door in your mind begin to creak open. The emergency exit is right there if you need it.
Gabriel knows because he knows, but Michael can't know. So Gabe's holding on.
The tragic thing is that Gabriel doesn't know that Michael always knows. Of the two of them, the only one who is not aware of what the other sees, perceives, and feels is Gabriel. Michael is, if not in control, is fully present.
When he walks back in the room, though, there's
So let me ask you.
Just a change in his demeanor, because
Let me ask you real quickly. Inside, what is Michael thinking or feeling? In that back of the mind where he exists, where he is not the dominant personality.
Confusion, because Michael's memories of a lot of things are fully intact, but there's a time that, is a time before he remembers things quite so clearly, and he's trying desperately to just think, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean? He knows, that their familiar situation was not great, but there's very spotty parts of that, and it's real confusing, and real. There's probably a reason Michael didn't force themselves to the front, because now they're just like, I suppose in if it was a cartoon, they'd be rummaging through boxes full of memories, trying to like put puzzle pieces together. It's not a cartoon, doesn't work that way, but That's the gist of the mental gymnastics.
So Gabriel walks back in the room, and you mentioned something about body language.
He's a little stiffer and just very. Ophelia probably recalls seeing a similar kind of demeanor after hacking a dude's head off. It's very cold, very like switched off, because that's probably also the first time Gabriel has said even the remotest thing of any of the past out loud ever. And
Let's say Ophelia picks up on it immediately. There's
You know
familiarity there to recognize the sudden change. Felicity, though, if you wish, you can make a wits and awareness roll to see if you notice that sudden change in demeanor.
I would like to look for any butter knives or any
Nice.
any knives at all, any scissors, and kind of
let's have another.
move them.
Let's have another roll there. Let me just see. We can do another wits and awareness roll. That will work as well. If you want to run that.
All of the wits and awareness.
Okay. One success.
One.
One.
Could be a knife.
I mean, there are no knives around you. You don't use butter knives. You don't cook. You don't need them. You can clearly see something of a bulge in one of Gabriel's pants that you're fairly sure might be a knife or a blade of some sort.
Or something else, but yes.
Because you do know that Gabriel does carry knives, so.
Yep.
What a knife.
Okay. But I know it's still there, so that's a good thing. He hasn't got it out yet.
That you know of.
Yet. Felicity? How much did you roll?
I didn't, because I'm not sure that Felicity would know whether to even look for this sort of thing.
I suppose it's more. You could think of it more like a passive perception, but it's an actual perception roll.
I suppose it was just in the situation. Yeah. Why not? I'm not going to pass up a roll.
Gabriel is an odd duck, so it's probably not necessarily
It's
something
more.
that she would
It's
look
more
at.
really would Felicity notice
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah, right. I thought this would be more of a case of. Actually,
If you're looking at something intently, I would say something like investigation for the role instead of wits and awareness is more like spot or listen, just your senses, basically.
like, just to check, do I also need to type the wits aware thing, or?
No,
No, you don't have to. I do sometimes, so I know what I'm rolling.
yeah, you can tag the roles basically.
You can type after it, and it will tag the roll for whatever it is. What do you get?
A messy critical.
Oh, fun.
You can what I'm going to ask do you have only one critical symbol on the blood dice or two?
One.
Okay, so if you wish to avoid the potentially avoid the messy critical, you have the option. I think there is an option there to like push a button and have it roll willpower to re-roll the critical dice.
There's two ankhs at the bottom.
Yeah.
There's a black one and a red one. The black one is just willpower, and it will re-roll neither will re-roll blood dice, so blood dice can't be re-rolled. But the black one will use a
Roll up to
willpower
3.
point, and it will re-roll up to 3 failed dice. Whereas the red one will re-roll. It won't re-roll like the black one doesn't re-roll successful dice. The red one will, and that's how you can get rid of like messy criticals. It will like re-roll, including like 3 dice up to and including the successful ones. But
that's the way if you want to avoid.
You've only got 2 dice anyway. That are not hunger dice.
So they're both blood dice?
It's 4. She's got 4 dice, 2 of which are successful. So if you re-rolled them with a normal willpower, or with the red Ankh, you are potentially going to get the same thing, or you're potentially going to get 1 success instead of, at the minute you've got 6, because they're all successes.
Do you wish to avoid the messy critical, or do you wish to?
It's a perception roll. It can't be that bad.
I was gonna say, in this case, I'm just curious to there's a part of me that's curious to see what happens.
Here for messies.
Messies are great.
And besides, I always like to I like these sort of results because it kicks things up a notch, and I'm gonna stay with it because I'm always interested to see what happens when things go weird.
Fucking lot of successes.
How many?
6 crit.
Yeah.
6 crit.
Yeah.
There you can clearly see the change in body language. But it's not just tension from whatever conversation he had with Ricky. So it's not only related to whatever situation is happening with the twins. There is something personal there that he's feeling. And it's a mix of, tension and anger. Now, what I'm going to tell you is a messy critical is a success in which you go overboard. Your vampiric nature shows. An example for those watching is you're going to try to open the door stealthily, and messy crit, you instead rip the door off its hinges. You go nuts a bit. With this, what I'm going to say, I will first give you the chance, if you wish, to describe how your vampiric nature shows itself in this moment. Or do you wish me to tell it?
I'd like to give you the lead, and then if you want to, you can take over.
What I'm going to say is this moment of wits and awareness for you becomes a moment of pure empathy. But your beast becomes excited by the rage that it's feeling. And so you grip your seat tightly, and his tension, his demeanor, you reflect it in yourself. As in, he's keyed up, so you immediately go into, there's a fight, we need to key up as well.
Yeah,
oh no,
someone's here on edge, hackles are raised, and you immediately see Felicity in that prim dress with the butterfly clip in her hair, put a leg up on the seat, rear back, and just go. It's that sort of if you imagine.
There is an instant change from Southern Belle into this is the part where the shadows almost fall over the face. You just see glinting eyes.
Dramatic lighting, highlighting just the eyes,
I like it.
And it's that definitely that sort of in terms of body language, Felicity goes from composed to
Ready to throw down.
doing that, and then like you see that everything about her becomes more,
Instinctual.
I want to say almost more of a quadruped, more just ready to use
Bestial.
every part of herself if necessary, because something is off, something is terribly off here, and it needs to be solved, and if it doesn't get solved, someone's gonna die. And it sure as fuck is not gonna be her.
That's the situation.
Oh dear.
What? What is happening?
Momentary, and it takes you a moment, but you recover.
I
Are you all right?
You are not yourself right now.
No, sometimes my brother would prefer to be in control, and I don't want him to be, because I'm busy and he's reckless.
All right.
Gabriel,
Mm-hmm.
darling, can I see your knife a minute, please?
Which one?
Oh, I didn't know there's knives involved now.
Pulls out like the switch knife sort of from his pocket, and then rolls up like the trouser leg, and there's just like the stiletto blade. Which one?
Oh, they are both not covered in blood. It's fine.
I didn't bring the hunting knife. That's not. We keep that for when things are supposed to go badly.
All right. Well,
You haven't stabbed anyone, that you're perfectly fine.
Gives her strange. I was talking to. I'm not going to stab the twins.
No, I know you're not going to stab the twins. I thought you might have stabbed somebody else.
There's no one else here. Okay. We have a beat on Max. Business, perhaps.
Should we get them a fruit basket?
I think it may be best to public, perhaps, somewhere, but then I don't know, just knocking on their door would be okay. Maybe.
is this a person who valued the friendly diplomatic approach or the direct route?
This is 100% a diplomatic. If they were in a psychiatric ward, because of us, because of fucking blood bonds, I don't want to cause them any additional harm, but I do want to make sure they're okay.
So a fruit basket then.
Why don't we have a Hallmark card just to be sure?
I mean, a card wouldn't go amiss, but can I do a bit of investigating myself on the. Why am I muting on it?
Sorry?
I moved my mouse and my microphone went mute, unmute, mute, unmute. Can I do a bit of investigating, perhaps, on what we were told about Max?
How do you wish to do so? We're only given an address.
Yeah, we do only have an address, and we know that they were in a psychiatric facility. Do we know which one?
Nope.
What do we know about the psychiatric hospitals in the vicinity?
No one's told you that it's in the vicinity.
Well, I have to start somewhere.
I don't know enough about psychiatric facilities near Soho, so allow me to Google.
There are some. Maybe. I also don't know. Didn't Google. Oh, okay. Can Gabriel do a bit of perhaps?
Here we go. Here we have one. There's the Southwest London St. George's Mental Health Trust.
With Gabriel's particular aversion to blood bonds, would he know about what happens to ghouls when they're not given? Like, is that must be pretty well known in general?
Make a wits or an intelligence and a cult roll.
I don't have a cult, but
And you roll straight up just your wits and or intelligence -2 dice.
-2.
Yes.
I'm
Or the
not
quote
rolling
unquote untrained check.
Yeah, I'm not rolling 1 dice, so okay, we don't know much. I guess Gabriel's just going to have to pay them a visit.
What?
Everyone going?
Are we going to the hospital?
Does anyone else know? Anyone else got a cult? Wants to make the roll?
No, I don't.
Oh, good. Then we continue. I'm going to vote for. I'm going to vote that you let me approach on my own, because if things go poorly, I can. If things do go poorly, but they're okay, I can cloud memory and walk away. You know what? I still want to check in before we go. It's really annoying. Don't know that I really want to premonition over it, so I'm just gonna go. I'll just pop on. Make our way to Max's house. And I'll suggest that the others hang back, but have my back.
Yeah, absolutely.
You arrive at a very, call it modest apartment building. Just about 3-4 floors. You see the different name tags, and you see one of them is Max Montel.
Is there a buzzer? Yep. The buzz.
There is a short delay, and then you hear, yeah.
Hi, Max. It's Gabriel.
Oh?
Max?
Yes?
It's Gabriel.
Hello?
Oh, I thought you couldn't hear me. I just wanted to check in. We're back, but we're not mostly I wanted to come to see that you weren't okay.
They don't say anything but the buzzer sounds.
Okay. I'm gonna nod at the others and sort of motion to follow, but still keep back perhaps. I'll hold the door for them. Head into the building.
When you get to the 3rd floor, the door is open.
Yes. I'll heighten senses and sense the unseen just in case.
Sense the unseen doesn't reveal anything. Not in this place, at the very least.
So with us being there as backup, like, how back do you want us to be? Like, are we visible? Are we just in the area, ready to
I
hop
think
in?
you can be visible if you want to. I was just thinking, I don't want to overwhelm them, and also they know Ophelia, but they don't know Felicity yet. So
No. Felicity's new. I want to say, especially given Felicity and who she is it feasible to perch either on, like, a roof opposite the street or
Batman.
I was thinking just like lounging on it,
Oh, Tony Stark in the donut style?
Honestly, yeah.
I mean, how do you wish to reach a vantage point?
Just straight up climb it. Just, grab ledges, hand over hand.
Okay,
Use my strength to pull myself up.
Let's make this a strength and athletics check.
It all goes to shit.
Since you are climbing straight up a fucking building, I am going to put the difficulty of this one at 4. That seems a reasonable difficulty for scaling a building.
I'm just gonna stand there and watch. Just be like,
it's worth noting. I haven't got the chat open. It's worth noting, if you want to, you can rouse the blood and get 2 extra dice on your strength.
That means risking hunger 3.
It does mean risking hunger.
You know what? I plant a feed anyway. Let's rouse the blood. Let's do it. I need to double check the rules.
Am I the baddie? Am I the baddie?
I am very proud of you at this moment.
Am I the baddie?
I don't know. Are you? So that's 8 dice then for me.
Oh yes.
Did you rouse your blood?
Yeah, I'm rousing. Do I need to do anything?
Roll your hunger die and see. That's what means rousing the blood.
Just V1, like a wake check. So rouse.
Success.
And you don't get hunger.
Not hungrier. Still at hunger 2. So 8. It's V8 space 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that'll be your strength athletics.
That's 6 successes.
Nice.
It takes you a little while because it is, again, you're scaling up a building using pipes and air conditioning units and window ledges, but you manage to get yourself up on the opposite side of the street, looking at the window into Max's apartment.
I just realized that the image is somebody who is clearly pallid and not looking too alive in a polka dot dress, clambering up the side of. Yes, this is everything I wanted.
Yeah, that masquerade is suffering at this moment.
Masquerade? Never heard of her.
Yeah.
Gabriel's not there. He didn't see it.
I will sing a song. It's called Ode to CCTV.
At least then someone has to believe the person who says, yeah, I saw this like girl in a polka dot dress scale a building.
Yeah. Rumors will abound.
I mean, look, it's a parkour person in Soho.
In a polka dot dress
It's Soho.
at 10 p.m. at night.
It is
It's
Soho.
Soho.
She was drunk on LSD. Soho.
Fucking hell.
Got kicked out of a pub and just decided to take the party elsewhere.
Yeah, that's an extreme party. Anywho, you can see clearly into the apartment. The apartment is sparsely decorated. It doesn't look like it looks like someone who's still kind of moving in and getting used to the space. You can see Max is sitting on a sofa in the living room. To their profile to the window. Dressed in a simple shirt and like jogging pants.
Yeah.
And, buzz cut hair and hands on the lap and just like fussing with the hands a bit. With your heightened senses, Gabriel, the only thing you hear is the deep breaths of Max inside. And they are just... You can tell that it's someone who's breathing deep on purpose.
It's controlled, steady breathing. Oh no, they've turned off their automatic breathing. I hate that.
Is it? Am I too far away to in any way sort of be able to read body language?
I'll allow it with a 1 die penalty.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
For the
I
distance.
think you can only rouse one thing per scene, so you roused strength.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. This isn't worth it.
This will be, I will say, either wits and awareness or wits and investigation.
Ooh.
I'm gonna hurt myself and say awareness because I think investigation would be more like a close study of a person, whereas this is more just getting just a basic visual read.
Could be an insight maybe.
I'm gonna go for awareness. I don't want to punish myself that hard.
I was looking at Gabriel's stuff.
2 successes.
2.
Max is tense. From the body language, nervous. Definitely. Afraid very much.
If I can still see
Okay.
Ophelia, I'll nod at Ophelia. Kind of head in and like sort of knock on the door frame as he walks in.
Come in.
Need to leave the door open?
I don't mind, sure.
Up to you.
Once you step inside, you see near the entrance, you see a small bag from the pharmacy. It's like rolled closed.
Recent prescription pickup, probably. Is that what he thinks?
Likely.
Mm-hmm.
He works in a residential home. He's used to medications.
Does Gable take a look?
No. He'll be respectful. He's here to talk to them. He'll note it. I don't think he'll make he's not hiding. He'll just kind of glance down and nod because she's been with us. They've been with us before. They know how we operate. If I'm here, they likely know that we looked them up. So yeah, pointed look, but doesn't rummage or anything, doesn't.
Out of Ophelia. Does Ophelia rummage?
No, No, I'm going to be respectful. I know, such a shock, right?
It is.
Terrible shock.
Oh, what
He's
I
gonna-
was expected to hear.
He's gonna.
Like, I upset them last time that I spoke to them by accident, so I'm going to be very, very respectful.
He'll go and kind of like. I don't know. Is there a place to sit in front of her? In front of them. Sorry.
You take 1 point of willpower damage every time you misgender Max,
You started it.
and I corrected it. So, yes, there is. There is. They're on the sofa, and there's a few seats in front of them.
Okay. He'll sit down and kind of look around, look at them, and kind of just what happened when everything went down. Were you okay? Are you okay?
Found me. Probably looked into things, I'm gonna guess. So no, I wasn't fucking okay.
No.
You know what it's like? Needing desperately to find 5 fucking people at the same time. What it's like being desperate to find them because they are your fucking life. Do you know what that's like? There were days where I was sure you were there. I had entire conversations with all of you.
It's okay. I'm sorry. Doesn't make it better.
What do you want?
I told you, mostly just to make sure you were okay. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say it wouldn't be helpful to have you back, but that's your choice, and I'm not even offering to put you back in any of that kind of state.
I'm not going to be your puppet again.
I wasn't offering.
I'm not going to let you all control what I feel, what I think.
I wasn't offering.
Up, I don't have a prospect, and no one wants to hire that person who had the very public altercation in the middle of the street with the people who aren't there. I am on my meds now. I'm fine. But that shit you carry with you. So, fortunately for me, I'll have to take this job because I have nothing else.
It's not. I could talk to Max Miracle if you want to start over.
I'm not going to owe any of you anything.
You wouldn't.
No, this is... I'll work, but this is business. I'll do my 9 to 5. After that, I'm out. You know, work operating hours, but beyond that, I don't stick out my neck. I don't do shit. You have your own little world, whatever. First sign that I'm in danger, I'm out. And I'm not looking back.
I'll say thank you, but look, I do mean it. If you want a whole fresh start, I'm sure Max can help. The other Max can help.
Trust any of you.
I don't blame you, but okay. Okay. Agreed. You come back 9 to 5 or whatever hours is on the rota, but nobody, and you tell me if anybody tries, but no one's putting you through any of that again. I know you're not gonna believe me, but I stayed here to make sure as many of you were okay as possible. Some people left. They just left. They ran. They left the rest of us behind too. Ophelia came back. I didn't go anywhere. So for whatever that's worth, I mean it when I say if you want a fresh start,
Get out.
I'll help. He'll just stand up and go and say, you know where to find us.
Out of curiosity, like body language wise,
Oh, there's rage.
it's evident even from a distance what's happening here, right?
As much as Gabe can, though, he's completely passive language. He's just, this is okay. Wasn't exactly enamored with the whole blood bonding thing in the first place, so this is fine. Gabe is built to break bonds. This is not a thing that they are.
I will say, though, this is a rather tense moment.
Yeah.
So I have to request a Gabe roll. Resolve and composure.
Yeah,
I'm going to put the difficulty at 3.
okay. 1. Switch.
Gabriel knows. Difference is Michael feels. And Michael, this is perhaps too much for Gabriel to handle. So Michael comes out. As Gabriel is standing up to leave.
Yeah. And Max has seen the difference of the two of them too, so would notice, I guess. It just takes a minute to get his bearings, because although Michael's, I guess, aware of kind of what's going on, they weren't paying attention for once. Looks at Max slightly confused for a minute and then just, I heard you. I'm going.
Both Ophelia and Michael make a wits and awareness roll. Obviously, I'll allow you to make this roll as well, but again with a penalty because you are away from this.
I'm gonna do it.
This feels important. Maybe I'll rouse. Let's do it.
Yeah, 1 success.
Not hungrier. Good. 5.
Felicity, from the distance, you can't really make out much in terms of you still see that tension, especially now. But you notice that Max has gone very still. Ophelia and Michael even more. Max is not looking at you. Michael, you notice that and you surmise that at this very moment, Max is looking past you at someone they're not entirely sure is here or not.
I have unseen senses on. I guess there's still nothing there.
Wherever they are seeing, not an unseen presence.
He kind of turns. He turns in a, because Michael himself is full of emotions right now. He kind of turns ready to like do something and puts an arm out in a like defensive position because he's between them, but there's nothing there. So relaxes.
Max still with looking where they're looking. Go, please leave.
Do you need these? And he'll like reach for the medicine. I didn't hear that, sorry.
They say that's fine.
Okay, picks it up and hands it to them.
Grabs them in one hand and does not look at any of you.
You still want it? We're going. And we'll sort of frog march with with Ophelia out. He just is mumbling. Shouldn't have fucking done that. We shouldn't have done that to them.
As you leave and close the door behind you, Felicity, from your vantage point, the moment that door closes, you see them desperately almost tear at the bag, pull out the prescription bottle, shakily grab a couple of pills and take them in, and then just lean down on the sofa and cover their eyes with their hands.
Ooh. That's not great.
Michael is as fast as they can outside, and then the minute that they're outside is just sit on the floor, just head in hands.
I'm gonna meet you outside.
Felicity is gonna just
Clamber back down.
I was gonna say take a note of what happens and clamber back down instead of jumping down.
You can jump. You can jump. You might get hurt a bit, but you can jump.
Is it fair to say that there might be a street lamp nearby that I can like jump, hang on to,
that'll be another
swing around, and then
that'll be another strength and athletics roll.
I'm gonna
a difficulty of 3.
I'm gonna do it.
Soho has a local gymnast.
Well, that's 3 successes.
You grab onto it and swing wee down the telephone pole.
Yeah, just go around once and
Out of the shadows, a card appears. 10. Do you regroup with the rest?
Yes, absolutely.
You find them on the other side. Michael, I mean, from your point of view, Gabriel, on the ground, clutching their head. And Ophelia?
I'm still inside. I said I was going to meet him outside.
Yeah, I
Also,
frog marched you out the room though, because I closed the door.
Yes, I know.
you
but
remain inside the apartment.
I remain.
Outside the apartment, in the building.
Yeah.
What is Ophelia doing?
I'm going to take out a piece of paper. I'm going to write a name on it and then put it underneath the door.
What name does Ophelia write?
Hermia's name.
For those watching, who is that?
My younger sister. Who is very much alive, I would like to point out.
To explore this a bit deeper, what is Ophelia's intent?
In a way, it's an olive branch to be like, so she is my sister, she is alive. We're not all monsters. I want to protect her. And hopefully, if anything ever happens, I can maybe rely on Max to get them out of there. If anything
Do you
happens,
express any of this in your written note or just put in a name?
Currently, I just put the name for Max to explore, to figure out if they can find out who they are. And then if they come to me with questions, I will then answer those questions. But I don't want to be like, here's my sister, you look after it. It's like, name, put it underneath. If they want to look them up on social media, they can. But it is a unspoken olive branch.
That is your intent, and I'll make a note that that is your intent.
Yes.
How the intent is received, though,
exactly, but
tell.
No, but obviously when we next, if they come back to the club, then I will divulge a bit more. But for now, it's just name. If they want to research, Google, find social media or anything like that, they can do. They'll probably see, if like social media, they'll see photos of Ophelia and her together and stuff like that, of when she was alive. So that's for your interpretation if they want to do that.
Very well. Ophelia, you leave the name and then you retreat.
Mm-hmm.
So, Felicity, you come around and meet who you think is Gabriel. And after a little while, Ophelia also comes out of the building.
So, how do we think that went?
Not very well. I think we should probably go back to the club and speak in a more private area.
They're in. Right? That's what they said.
Yes, but we should go back to the club and discuss it there.
Something to fucking discuss.
All I'll say is from where I was sitting,
You didn't,
it looked like someone was in there angling to get their head ripped off.
we did that. We're the cause of that. Whatever you saw, I felt coming off of them. We did that. That's on us.
Mhm.
It's not even if I had found them when I was looking for everyone else, I couldn't have protected them. And then he just glares towards Ophelia and shakes his head because he doesn't mean it. But it's the emotion right now. It's just like, the rest of you fucked off anyway.
Well,
Even if I had found them, it would just, nothing would have changed. I was all of the power that we get, and this is
Michael.
how we fucking used it.
Michael, we're all monsters. We're all fucking monsters. We have to deal with that, whether we like it or not. I didn't even want to do it either. I was brought into the coterie, and it was already a thing. Look, we just need to go back, and we will discuss it there.
just to be clear, you said they're in.
They're in.
So I take it we have an ally.
We don't have an
Even
ally. We have somebody who works for us.
We have an employee.
In our world, you know full well that counts as an ally.
Yes, but
But they can easily sell us out as well.
no, they won't. Max
No, they
is
won't.
a lot of
Because
things, but not.
they're also very angry.
Oh yes.
Can we just go
Okay.
home?
Well, do we go straight home or do we go see these nightsiders they were called?
I would like to go home. I need a drink and I need a fuck.
I mean, we can do both on the way. If we're economical about our time.
Gets up.
And I think as you all return to have a drink and have a fuck, I think that is a good place to leave our first session.
Mhm.
Episode 1, From the Ashes. We'll be back soon. Likely in 2 weeks. We'll see if that frequency can be changed or not. It depends.
See if the world doesn't, explode in the meantime.
But
Yes.
we'll see. But we'll be back with the continuation of this story as this coterie seeks to reclaim Soho and perhaps make amends for certain things. To those watching, I will reveal something about the scene and Max in particular. So one thing is, so this is not something the characters know, but normally a blood bond, when it ends, it simply ends. The person just stops feeling that compulsory need. Because we created an unusual situation with something of a 5-way ghoul, my call was that the pull of the blood is much stronger and could actually create a need for that either sustenance or that relationship. As the bond was weakening, as that pull was ending, but as that hunger and desire for that relationship and that condition became strongest, Max had a psychotic break. Max is on antipsychotic medicine. And they often, and during that period, and even now, they may experience audiovisual hallucinations. It is not something that I will portray very often in this game. It is not something that is my personal experience, nor something I wish to treat lightly in the least. But it was important for the character and to establish those consequences. That is the reality of this character moving forward. Before we go, we'll go around the room and let our wonderful kindred tell you who they are, who they were playing. I mean, tell the kindred, tell you who they are, the humans that they play when they are not here, and where you can find them in the dark corners of the internet. Let's start with Jade or Ophelia.
I am Jade. I played Ophelia. I'm usually here on a Sunday. I play Will. I almost said Raveleth, but that was last season. I play Will, Fire Genasi. You can see me on this channel because it's super awesome for D&D, and we do Aetherseed. And you can also find me on multiple different social medias because I have too many. And yeah, basically.
Or Michael or Gabriel. He froze.
Oh.
At least it wasn't going and going and going and going again.
Going.
You know what? It worked.
I went to say something and I looked up, caught myself in the corner of my eye, and I wasn't where I was meant to be. Hello, I'm Nate. I've been
That
playing.
was one hell of a dramatic pause.
I've been playing Gabriel and Michael. Apparently, the Malkavian curse is catching. Your Malkavian for the evening. You can find me on Twitter as Tiniest Sidekick.
And our newcomer, our pin-up gangrel.
Pin-up gangrel.
There's a term. Yeah. Hi, I'm Diane. You can find me as Balrog1911 on, again, I would say everywhere, but the internet to me is basically just Twitch and Twitter because everything else is too much. It is I'm gonna say it's gonna take like probably at least another session or two before I actually respond to Felicity, because when I'm playing with you, I'm so used to being Sphere that the first time you basically went, oh, and Felicity, and I was just there like, yeah, I wonder who that is. If only Felicity would respond. It's gonna take a moment for me to be not Sphere, and it'll take me a while to get the accent down because God, it's been a while since I've done Southern, and for some reason it keeps twanging into all kinds of other things. It is fun to dig into being a vampire. And it's a fun group to do it.
So, thank you all for coming. Once again, big shout out to Megan for doing all the overlay, all the background art, everything. So Megan, once again, put in your social media, your links, everything. This is the opportunity. Again, thank you all for joining us. We hope you had a good time. We will see you on the next night. Bye.
Bye.